Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. Do you want to be more productive and achieve your goals? Do you want to find your passion and live with purpose? Do you want to make a profit and enjoy your success? Then you need to listen to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. Welcome to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. He's the host who knows how to motivate and inspire you. He's the host who will share his wisdom and his secrets. He's the host who will challenge you to take action and grow. So tune in to the Power Hour with Mean Gene, the podcast that helps you unleash your full potential. The podcast that helps you overcome your obstacles.
Hello and welcome to the Power Hour. My name is Mean Gene, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a banker. I'm a businessman. Right after college, I started falling in love with the music business. So I started managing a few different clienteles, and we did pretty good in the early 2000s. I was managing that group pretty well for a while. I ended up working with high school students around the 2010 times, and I did a little public speaking as well. All those opportunities really never planned out to much success, but I never gave up. I was an entrepreneur at heart. I ran several online businesses such as marketing agent. I loved doing my social media marketing. Did a little remote work around the COVID times. You know, when things like that happen, a couple of people would probably just give up. But I kept moving forward and I persevered. And after a lot of practice and a lot of writing, I became a pretty good poet. Called it a mastery level for as far as compared to where I came from. I used spoken word, and I was starting to write songs, movie skits. I was doing a lot of just being creative. It was a very, very creative year last year. And now I'm actually putting out all this content. And one of the major goals I had for the year was to start this podcast. So I started creating more sounds and started getting really involved into creating different types of sounds. So that included the music, spoken word, the different poetries. And I was able to use AI to create some songs that I never thought would have came out. I actually planned on selling them or getting different artists to sing them and then send them back to me. I mean, I was going all in. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm not here to talk about my passions. I'm here to talk about your passion, because my YouTube channel just started doing very well. I have podcasts on there. I have music on there. I got different poems from me, spoken word pieces from me. And I also follow some of my favorite artists on there. It really showed me that it took a long time for me to find my passions, but I kept doing my passions. It just took a while to monetize them. And that's really what this episode is going to be about today. But I just want to let you know that there is a little bit of history of failure for a couple of things that I've been doing, but I stayed positive. I didn't even mind that it took a long time. That just was able to teach me how I can teach others. And now my sole goal is to help other people reach success faster than I did. I'm going into the 40s now, and some people could easily give up and don't even want to try to achieve their goals. There's no greater feeling than, seeing things that were created by your own hands or your own mind. And in today's digital space, there really is no excuse. I found a method that works for me. And the method is called the Power Hour. I ended up calling my podcast the same thing because that's how powerful it was. So welcome to my new podcast, The Power Hour with Mean Gene. This is going to be the first episode of many. So stay tuned every week as I dive into different types of successful ways, no matter what your age is or your wage. So the main theme of the podcast is going to be productivity, passion, poetry, and you can't forget about profit and purpose. All these pillars I hold true to my heart, and I wanted to share that with the content that It's amazing just how a little push can really help people achieve their goals, and that's what I'm here for, baby. It's not about feeling stuck and wondering why everybody else is succeed. It's about you getting focused and doing your thing. That's why I'm so happy to have this podcast. So we host this podcast on Verse and Vibes. Every weekend we air new episodes of my podcast, And the YouTube channel is featuring original music, poems, and art featuring AI, original art by Mr. Hours, the math poet. He's the voice of power. So I'm happy to team up with him and be on the same channel that he's in. Today, I just want to go over some tips and tricks to really be on how to find your purpose, your passion, and also pursue it. So I got a couple of tips and tricks, and I really wanted to go over them with you. That was just a little 5-minute cold opener. Let's get right into this episode. Let's not waste any time. So we're going to do a little quick top 10 list, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's go. Thank you for joining us. Let's get right into this top 10 steps that you can follow to help you find your passion in life and pursue it. It's good to really hear it from a different perspective. Sometimes you do research on this stuff and you kind of just read it and it doesn't feel wholesome, because you're reading the information. It does get into your brain, but it's really good to hear another version of it from an actual person. This is one of the main reasons I created my podcast, because it gives me the opportunity to express certain things that I was passionate about. And it's time for me to. So let's get right into it. Here are the top 10 steps. So number 1 is you want to create a personal vision statement. Write down what you want to achieve in life and what you're really passionate about. This will help you stay focused and motivated. This is so true. Every year, I write down all the things that I want to try to accomplish for that year. Sometimes they're lofty goals, sometimes they're little tiny things, but I really try to organize my weeks depending on the things that I'm in love with. That includes family, business, traveling, even cooking, a lot of different things that you just find yourself being passionate about and you want to kind of do them. One of my number 1 entrepreneurship dreams is to, have a business where I'm running 10 different artists who are helping me program 10 different programs and systems, making the business feel like it has 100 people, but with just 10 people. I'm very, very passionate about that because now we're actually in the future where that can happen. I never thought it was going to happen this quick, but because I always kept that pursuit, it's here and it's now. So number 2, determine your values. Identify what's important to you and what you stand for. This will help you align your passion with your values. Now, this is so true. You have to kind of say to yourself, I found my passions, but why are they important to me? Okay, so now your values are attached to those passions and it keeps you motivated and it keeps you going, and it's really internally who you are. You're not a person who can play basketball for 24/7. That's not one of your values, but hard work is. So if you find something that you could really, work hard towards, man, you're going to attach it to something that you're very passionate about, no matter your age. All right, let's go to the next one. Getting closer to vision and value, using nice strong words here, but number 3 fits it just as well. Find your true north. Discover what you're naturally good at and enjoy doing. This will help you identify your strengths and your passions. So your true north is something that comes easy to you. You don't even have to think about it so much. If someone makes a request of you, it's like no problem. Think of a construction worker or a carpenter who gets a call from his cousin or his aunt or his friend. Say, hey, can you kind of help me do this and do that? Or an electrical friend who's an electrician. Oh, I need help with this or that. Or a computer programmer friend or cousin. Oh, can you help me with this and that? They open a laptop and they fix that thing in 5 minutes, and you've been looking at this thing for an hour, driving yourself crazy, or your heating system is not working. You have to call a professional, and they come out of nowhere and they take care of it because they had an original passion to go to school and becomes a tradesman. It's truly amazing. So you have to find your true north. It could be 1 or 2 things too. Don't think that just because you have one passion, that's all you got to do. Nah, just find your true north, the things that you love to do, and attach it to your values and your vision statement. As you can see, 1, 2, and 3 really go together. But speaking of things that you like to do, number 4 is make a list of those things that you love to do. Write them down, activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This will help you identify your passions even more. I just mentioned playing basketball. I love playing basketball. I love playing football. I love playing baseball. I love playing soccer. As you can tell, I'm just a sports phenomenon when it comes to just getting out there and just having fun and doing it. But here's the thing. I don't like watching sports too much. I don't like talking about sports too much. I don't know all the stats. I don't know. I'm a Cowboys fan and a New York Knicks fan. In 2024, both of those teams just happen to be doing pretty good. But all those 10, 15 years before that, they were doing pretty bad. That's just a general statement. Either they're always like 500 for non-sports fans out there. That's basically, they're always breaking even. But recently they're doing very well. I'll see little clips and highlights that, fly through my phone or my news feed, but I don't follow it like that anymore. I'd rather be out there in the arena doing it or give them that same vibe, that same thrust and passion that they have when they're throwing the basketball in or shooting ball. I got my other passions. And for me, it's writing. I love writing and creating content. That same vibe that they get and the fans go all crazy and cheering for them. I get that same feeling. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell that's my passion. I want to be here to express that and tell people about it. So here I am. I'm doing my passion right now. So that was 4. Let's go to 5. Assess the things you don't love. Identify the things that drain your energy like vampires and make you unhappy. This will help you eliminate activities that don't align with your passions. So this ties a little bit to number 2, where you have to determine your values. If they don't align with your values and your vision and you finally find your true north, if they don't align, why are you doing them? It's literally a waste of time, and time, like Benjamin Franklin said, is the essence of what this actual universe is. It's all we got. So if you're going to be wasting it here and wasting it there and not realizing it's a waste, oh man, you don't realize it till like a year or 2 later. Like, oh man, I wasted all that time there. Why? Because the passions that you were looking for, the things you were trying to do, were left incomplete. Man, there's nothing worse than that. All right, let's keep going, man. That was number 5. I really like those. So let's go to number 6. So acknowledge your strengths and achievements. Recognize your accomplishments and the skills you've developed. This will help you build confidence and identify your passion. Now, if you can recognize some of the accomplishments that you had in life and start stacking those on top of each other, oh man, it's a great way to really realize what you're passionate about. And not only that, but what you're good at. That's like the double win. Finding out something that you're really good at and you're very successful at it, and you've actually accomplished it several times and got rewards for it or awards for it, and didn't even realize it's one of your passions, but because it came so easy for you, you just did it. So if you can acknowledge some of those strengths and some of those achievements and then start pulling them together and say, hey, maybe I could do something special with this. Winning spelling bees might seem, trivial, but if you're really good at it, that means you have like a little tiny engineer brain. You know what I mean? That means you could like memorize words easily. That might mean you can make great speeches. Like there's so much more that can come out of that from just a simple little accomplishment that is one of your strengths. All right, let's go to number 7. This is one of my favorites too. I even have a whole spoken word piece about it, about how important it is to journal. So number 7 is practice journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings about your passions. This will help you gain clarity and focus. Now, the clarity and focus they're talking about is more of a directional thing, really helping you stay focused on what you're doing and staying focused on that 1 or 2 things that you're really passionate about, because you're writing about it and it's sticking to your mind. Reading and writing is one of the best ways to train your mind. In the digital age, there's a lot more videos and more audio, but you take it back to the basics of reading and writing, it's still highly effective. And there's something special about having a pen in your hand and having your brain connect to the paper and creating some masterpieces. I'm not saying you can't write on your phone or on your laptop, but is there something special about grabbing an actual pen and doing something cool, such as journaling? Number 8, embrace a mindfulness practice. Practice mindfulness to help you stay present and focus on your passion. So now that you have your passions, you know what your strengths are, you've achieved some good stuff out of it, you know what you don't love, so you don't waste time. You got your true north. The values align with it as well. You created a personal vision statement that lets you know what you're going to do, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. Now, all of a sudden, you're practicing peace in your mind. You already have clarity and focus. Now you actually have peace. Can you see how all these work together, and all of a sudden you're going to be finding your passion and pursuing them? Yes, I know I can see it, and I hope you can see it too. So number 10 is practice consistency. Once you've identified your passions, practice them consistently to help you develop your skills and achieve your goals. Now, I fully believe in this. Consistency is what's going to help you succeed online if you're trying to be a creator, or if you're trying to work at your career levels. You need to go up each level every year or 2 to show that you are consistent and you're reliable. So let's break it down again. The top 10 before I head out and end this quick episode of the Power Hour. So, number 1, create a personal vision state. Number 2, determine your values. Number 3, find your true north. Number 4, make a list of things that you love to do. And then look at the things that you don't love to do and get rid of that. Number 6, acknowledge your strengths and your achievements. Don't focus so much on your weaknesses. Work on them. Acknowledge the real strengths. That's what's going to get you successful. Number 7, practice journaling. Now this is something a lot of people don't do, but it really does help you focus and get your mind right, because you get to actually see it on paper. Number 8, embrace a mindfulness practice. This for me is creating an abundance mindset. Like everything you need is out there. You just got to go get it. And number 10 is practice consistency. This is something that I fell in love with in 2023. I wrote a ton of new material, and then in 2024, I'm able to release it. Why? Because I already have the content, something that I didn't have last year. But I sat down, I found my focus points. I took a list of all the things that I love to do. I determined what my values were. Like I literally followed this list to a T. I'm a content creator, and I'm going to be a micro influencer. After that is influencer. And after that is millions of fans. All right, man. Thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate this. This is like one of the first few episodes we're going to get out there. Today's episode was about finding your passion and pursuing it. Hey, I got something special for you. Before we go, I have an AI assistant, and I'm going to ask them the same question. What are some strategies to finding, your passion and really pursuing it? I'll let her finish the show. All right, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.
That's a good question. Here are some strategies for finding and pursuing your passion. Explore interests. Engage in different activities. Pursue hobbies. And explore various fields to identify what truly excites you. Discover what you love to do. Think about what you truly love to do to help you find your purpose. Surround yourself with inspiration. Seek out books, podcasts, and articles that align with your interests and goals. Connect with like-minded individuals through social media or join communities and groups centered around your passions. Identify your passions and interests. Align your career or personal pursuits accordingly. Make passion a priority. Working within your passion will allow you to face obstacles and overcome them. It will keep you motivated. Pursue your passions. When you're genuinely passionate about what you're doing, it's easier to stay motivated, put in the necessary effort, and overcome obstacles along the way. Lastly, your passions may not be the thing that makes you massively successful, such as finding the right business model to pursue. It's paramount that you keep an eye out for things that strike a certain feeling internally. These feelings are telling you that this is something that you are passionate about. If so, it might be something that you can make money off. There are people who like to have hobbies. Make sure you do not mix up the two. An example is a painter who loves to paint, but without successfully selling his or her work and making a full-time income on it, it may be just a hobby. But if you are the selected few who find a balance, where your passion pays, you are well on your way to living the life of your dreams.
Thanks for tuning in to the Power Hour with Mean Gene. You've been inspired and motivated by Mean Gene. You've gained wisdom and secrets from Mean Gene.